to the Ultimate Fan Series Volume 2, Ultimate Slams and Bams. If you consider yourself the ultimate wrestling fan, you'll be glad you have added this video to your personal collection. In this edition, we'll take a look at some hard-hitting action from some of the toughest, some of the most flashy, and some of the meanest stars of the Squared Circle. The action you'll see has been taken from the World Entertainment Network archives, featuring the largest wrestling video library in the world. Strap yourself in and get ready. We're proud to present Ultimate Slams and Bams.
It's International Professional Wrestling. Mike Mittman along with Brian Webster, and of course, Brian the Lightning Kid. Many know him better from the World Wrestling Federation as the 1-2-3 Kid, or
6 from the New World Order, that gang of thugs that's running rampant in World Championship Wrestling. And you know, the Lightning Kid got his name in the WWF, Mike. The 1-2-3 Kid, he got that from the fans when from out of nowhere, he came out and he defeated Razor Ramon. And you know the rest of the story. However, from the early years of the Lightning Kid's career with the Global Wrestling Federation, he is all over this Dapper Dan, who may not be looking too dapper when the Lightning Kid is done with him. The Lightning Kid can do it all inside that squared circle, but look at Dapper Dan go, and the Lightning Kid has been knocked senseless.
and a scoop slam, and down goes the Lightning Kid, and I'll tell you, I'm impressed. Look at that from Dapper Dan.
Quick cover, but only a count of one. The Lightning Kid, quick as lightning. Now for the right across the ring. In comes Dapper Dan, and Monkey flips him out of there.
These two wrestlers, not some of the biggest wrestlers, but probably as quick as you're ever going to see.
Oh, and there you go. The Lightning Kid putting the brakes on, holding onto the top rope, and that will allow the Kid to take over on Dapper Dan.
And now taking his opponent into the corner.
Ouch!
It's a smash to the chest of Dapper Dan. And there he goes in the corner, and look out.
Oh, and that drop kick was right on the jaw, and there was nowhere for Dapper Dan to go. Can you imagine the impact of that particular maneuver? Irish whip in. Oh, what a kick right into the upper chest by the Lightning Kid, displaying some of the muscle and some of the skill that it takes to be one of the true superstars of the Squared Circle.
And Brian, since the opening bell, there hasn't been more than a 2-second low in the action, and look at this.
Suplex into a pinning combination, but cannot hold on for more than a count of 2. Double axe handle right now, right into the back of Dapper Dan.
And it is all the Lightning Kid right at this point, and look at that. A clothesline catches Dapper Dan. Not in good shape.
Over for the cover. Whoa. Almost a count of 3 right there, and he didn't even hook the leg. Dapper Dan seemingly running out of steam.
And now it's the Lightning Kid, scoops him up and slams him down to the canvas. And it is the Lightning Kid as he drops that leg on the upper chest area of Dapper Dan.
Devastating leg drop right there by the Lightning Kid, who backs his man up. Now sends him for the right across to the far turnbuckle. Moving in, and Dapper Dan moves out of the way.
Nobody home.
The Lightning Kid came crashing down to the canvas, and this may be the opening that Dapper Dan was looking for. Dan now with the Lightning Kid, measures him up, sends him for the ride. Whoa, ducked underneath the clothesline attempt by the Lightning Kid. High crossbody and a quick cover, and only a count of 2.
And I may say that count a little bit on the slow side.
Referee taking a little nap in there, I think. Uh-oh, now Dapper Dan to the outside.
And now it is Dapper Dan in danger of being counted out outside of the ring.
Oh no! The Lightning Kid springing off that top rope, and he came crashing down on Dapper Dan. Here's a guy who will take all sorts of risks in order to punish his opponents.
You can call him whatever you want to call him, unorthodox, crazy, but he does take those risks. Little leapfrog, but look out.
Forget it. Yes, indeed. The Lightning Kid with the victory. see, the man now known as X-Pac in the WWF made high-risk maneuvers his trademark very early in his career. International Championship Wrestling has had just about every wrestling superstar on its roster at one time or another. But none have been as blatantly devastating as Crash. Check out this 1995 matchup as Crash takes on Doink the Clown.
Drop me a line or drop Phil a line or any of your favorite wrestlers here, and they're going to be all here. You can drop us a line at International Championship Wrestling. That's ICW. P.O. Box 6314. That's P.O. Box 6314. Parsippany, New Jersey 07054. Parsippany, New Jersey 07054. And Phil, you'll write back to them, won't you?
You better believe it.
And we'll try to write back and say hi to you. And now the funny clown gets crushed by that clothesline from Crash. And I really think the clown is stunned at this moment in the match.
Well, he did make a mistake there, Mike. One of the things he should not be doing is running around the outside of the ring, going after
look at that clothesline. Look at that clothesline. And you're talking about a man in the 300-pound range as this guy, as I mentioned, the next powerlifting champion. Look at the arms. Unbelievable. Look at the arms, the upper body on this giant known as Crash.
The thing that amazes me about this guy, Mike, is not only is he big and powerful, but he's quick. He has some moves up there, and you'll see him, I'm sure, before this match is over. Some incredible moves up there on the ring. This Crash really... But the thing is about him, besides the moves, he is just one mean man.
Well, as you mentioned, he's going to show his moves, I'm sure, later on in the match, given the opportunity to do so. We've seen him in past matches here on ICW. This man, as big as he is in the 300-pound mark, you can see the strength as he scoops up and slams the funny clown. And you know what? As we mentioned, this guy gets up on the ropes, and he can work like a lightweight, forgetting that he weighs in the 300-pound range. Look at this.
Look at this move.
A back flip. And I'll tell you, this guy, you don't see any man in the 300-pound range doing this kind of thing.
What's Dirty Deeds up there? He has no business being up. He's a manager, but he's no business being up on the ring, and the referee finally moves him out of there.
Crash saying, would you like it one more time? And I'll tell you, you think, when you have a man in the 300-pound mark coming down off the top rope on your chest, look at that. Look at that.
Again, look at this. Incredible.
And now going for the pin and a count.
He could have had him.
It certainly would appear from the monitor that yes, he could have had the funny clown.
But like I said before, he's mean. And this guy may not have pointed the word, but he certainly is mean. But I don't know what's going to look at this. Coco Beware.
Oh my, it's the Birdman.
Now, what's he doing in here, though?
Well,
He's no business being here, though, Mike.
He's asking for a disqualification right now.
But no doubt the funny clown is hurt. He is not moving. He is obviously in bad shape. There's no question about that. But I don't know what's happening now. I don't understand this at all. Dirty Deeds still running around the ring trying to figure out what's happening and why is Coco in there. I guess either to protect the funny clown is the only thing I can think of. What do you think, Mike?
I'll tell you, maybe the clown suffered permanent injuries in this contest. It's hard to say. He's still not moving.
This is a sad sight.
And I'll tell you,
this is terrible.
We told you from the start of the match, the giant Crash, an ex-football player, former powerlifting champion. He does things that no man his size should be able to do.
Oh, well, you saw the moves off the top rope. How many people that are half his size can do that? No.
As devastating as Crash may be, there is another name that comes to mind when it comes to all-around toughness: Cowboy Bob Orton.
About one tough customer, Bob Orton Jr., devastating crowd rider, John Studd.
Bob has been around. I've known Bob for quite a few years. The man is an unbelievable technician in the ring. I don't think there's a wrestling move in the books that Bob Orton doesn't know how to do or do the counter for.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because when people think of Bob Orton Jr., they think immediately of a rough house.
Oh, look at that. Did you see
tough,
that? Did you see
great
that?
maneuver. Great maneuver. They talk about a guy that's that comes to play, to be honest with you, because the guy's got a reputation as being a toughie. But I remember Bob Orton Jr. from his amateur days in the state of Florida, 3-time state champion. Nice
Well,
head scissors.
You know, Ted, you got to watch Bob Orton. Now, when he's in the ring, I never see him get flustered. He's like a cat playing with a mouse. He just maneuvers his opponent all over the ring. He moves in and out of one hold after another. He took him down on his back, had him in a headlock. Now he has the head scissors on him.
You know, one of the criticisms of Bob Orton Jr. in the past has been that he did play a little bit too much cat and mouse in the ring when he could have gotten down to business and ended the match immediately. He is working on the head of Tom Lively. Those head scissors have a tendency to cut off the circulation of blood and oxygen to the brain.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted, I don't know the scientific terminology to it, but I know one thing: it makes you want to get out of the ring.
No doubt about it.
Take Orton again. What I want to say about Orton, you're right. He stays in the ring because he enjoys the ring. He's at home in the ring. Look at that. Whoa!
A tremendous play. This is another one of the devastating holds that Orton is noted for. And it kind of upsets you when you... 1, 2, Lively. In fact, Lively didn't kick that shoulder up. That was Orton that pulled it up.
That's right.
There's that cat and mouse that you were referring to earlier. And back, of course, to the head scissors.
You know, Ted, when Orton's in the ring, if you watch him, he's a real professional. I mean, he's been around the ring. He doesn't get excited. He measures his man before he makes his move. Bob Orton's not going to miss many moves.
No, he's not. And Lively right now is in a bit of trouble right now as Orton continues to apply the pressure with that head scissors. Bob Orton, a big guy, 6'3" and 250, and you wouldn't know it by the way he moves around that ring, John.
He's in shape.
Great agility, great speed, and definitely some of the titles he's held: Florida title, the Georgia title, U.S. Tag Team Championship, U.S. Champions, World Tag Team Championships. He's wrestled all over the world, so this guy has seen all styles and all types of competitors.
Well, there's no doubt about it. He belongs in the ring, and actually I'm really proud that I'm able to sit here and talk about Bob Orton. You know, it's another thing about Bob Orton. He has tremendous amounts of strength. You know, when we talk about strong men, we're used to looking at 21 or 22-inch biceps, but I've seen Bob Orton take 300-pound men and press them over his head.
No doubt. No doubt. Orton applying the pressure. Notice that from the beginning of the match, he is concentrated on the head, John. All good wrestlers work on that one part of the body.
All veterans work on that
all
part.
Veterans. All
That's
veterans
exactly
do that.
Right. All
Nice break.
veterans.
Lively backing away at the count of the referee, Sal Carente.
Lively's got to get a little more aggressive. He's hanging back. I can tell he's afraid of Orton now. Everybody knows Orton's reputation. He's afraid of Orton. He's kind of... he's just not aggressive
He appears
enough.
timid. He appears timid out there, and he's trying to counter as opposed to bringing the action to Orton.
Exactly right. And, you know, Lively looks like he has the power. He's got a pretty decent-looking physique on him. He's got to spend some gym time. Oh, there he goes. Look at this. There he goes. Whoa. Oh, man.
Now, I'll tell you right now, I know someone who is in desperate need of a Digel right now, and that happens to be Tom Lively.
And you know what, Ted? It's not over yet.
It's not
Lively is in for more and more wrestling lessons.
Bob Orton Jr. Has that reputation of having that sadistic side to him.
You've seen it right now. He's pulling up. There's no need for Orton to do this. He can do anything he wants to Lively in the ring. But Bob Orton showing you, he's not only shown the fans, he's shown all the other wrestlers back in the locker room just what to look out for when they step in the ring with Cowboy Bob Orton.
Orton making it back into the ring just in time before he counted
out.
He's a veteran.
I see the fans like him. They like that bitch as well. You know, wrestling fans are into tough wrestlers.
Well, this guy is certainly as tough as they come down the pike, John.
Yeah. You notice how he started on Lively's head. He wore him down. Well, Lively's got a little breath of fresh air, but those punches are really ineffective on Orton.
At about
really
this time.
Yes,
at about this time, with as much
time,
oxygen as he's been losing.
He went from the head to the belly.
Look who is in the audience, Big John.
Where?
Look into the audience.
Where I'm looking.
Right
hey, that's
there.
Steamboat.
That is
that's
Ricky
his beautiful
Steamboat.
wife, Bonnie.
No doubt about it. We had heard the rumors that he had come to scout the wrestling in the North American Wrestling Association, and I guess the rumors have proven true.
It's obviously it's true. The cameras don't lie. You know, Ricky's got wrestling in his blood, and I think he's going to get back in the ring one of these days.
I tell you what.
Ricky for a long time.
The fans have certainly been asking for it.
Here's Orton. Look at Orton again. He's got him by the head. He's wearing him down. A little extra punishment. He measures him, drops on him, knocks a little more wind out of him, makes that throat a little little more sore, a little more, I guess it's the right word, sore. You know, I didn't major in English college, Ted. Look at this. Oh, man. Am I glad that's not my face up there.
There's no need for Orton, such a talented wrestler, to display that kind of sportsmanship,
That's true,
John.
but hey.
Really, and there he goes again.
This is professional wrestling. When you step in that ring, you expect the worst, and you better prepare to give it or take it.
Well, John, I can understand that, but there is a code of ethics, and he certainly wasn't facing that kind of aggression from Tom Lively.
I'm sorry, Ted. I have to disagree with you there. You know, I try to be as good a man as I can in that ring, but when I'm there, there's no code of ethics. You've got to win. If you want to sell tickets, if you want to get those championship matches, you've got to win, and you do whatever it takes.
Well, there's a sign of a cagey veteran as Lively went for a snapmare takedown, and then Orton kicked out.
A little bit sooner. I see a little blood out there. What's going on?
Drop kick.
Whoa.
Missed.
He missed.
And Orton will capitalize.
Yes,
Trust me, Orton will capitalize.
Yes.
You don't give Bob Orton that kind of a break. There's another size 16 to the side of the head. Not only does he need a Tums, but he also needs an Excedrin right about now. Ramming that face into the canvas.
The head, the stomach, the head, the stomach, the head, the stomach.
And right now, amateur chiropractor Bob Orton Jr. working on that head. Notice, John, that he has worked on that head from the opening bell. Yeah, right about now, Mr. Lively's got a problem there.
Yeah, he's got his nose is running.
I would imagine that he may have suffered a broken nose from having that face rammed, and he's got him into another suplex. Great power exhibited by Orton.
Power again.
Now, John, explain to me, why doesn't he cover the man 1, 2, 3? He's obviously got Lively beat right now.
Well, he's demonstrating to me, he's demonstrating to you, and the millions of people are watching this match right now, just what Bob Orton's capable of doing. I know it, you know it, and he knows he could have beaten Lively a good 5 minutes ago.
I'll tell you right now that
he's just playing with Lively. Look at him.
Lively has no power in his punches.
Whatsoever.
Notice the difference in the punches when Orton Jr. throws one and Lively throws one.
Yeah.
Orton is still fresh. He's been playing with the guys in great shape. Another knee to the midsection, once again cutting the supply of oxygen that's going to the brain.
He's in control. He's in control. He's relaxed out there. Sign of a true pro, a true champion.
I wonder if Orton has noticed Ricky in the audience tonight.
I don't know. No, I haven't seen his eyes leave the ring.
Total concentration right now.
All right, we see him go viciously from the head to the stomach, now to the lower back. He is slowly chopping Lively down.
I'll tell you what.
Here we go again, another suplex. I can see it.
There is.
And he's taking. Oh, this one's going to hurt. Whoa.
Yeah,
what's this now?
That's going to make him eligible for the boys' choir now, John.
Oh, what's coming
Firing
up?
away, Lively bleeding from the nose right now. And watch this. Watch this play. Superplex time.
Better you Lively than me.
I'll tell you what, I don't envy him at all.
No.
Lively trying to hold on, but he doesn't have the strength.
Lively's feet almost hit the lights.
From the top.
It's got to be over.
1, 2, 3. Sal Corrente caps Lively out, and the winner of this match, Bob Orton Jr.
Orton also introduced the wrestling world to the devious Baron Samedi.
Outside of the ring, a man who hates humanity, and I think you can tell that by looking deep into his eyes.
Well, that's right, Ted. You can tell by looking at this man's eyes that he wants to make a mark in this wrestling business.
Cowboy Bob Orton, his partner and confidant, they have become the best of friends. Quite an unusual alliance, I might add. But,
you know, Ted, they're two peas in a pod. When they hit this area, they just fell together, and maybe they think a lot alike.
Well, there's no doubt about it. You can see that mutual admiration there. They love to hurt people, Paul. They're not here to win. They're here to maim and hurt people, and I can't count the many times that these guys have been disqualified as individuals or as tag partners. And Lynn Wagner's going to have his hands full knowing that Orton is at ringside.
Well, that's exactly right. He's not going to be able to concentrate 100% on the Baron.
Byron Richard, your referee, both men collar and elbow, and look at the strength of Baron Samedi.
Well, I tell you, the Baron doesn't need Bob Orton around there to help him, as big and strong as he is. Maybe he just needs it for support or to show him how to get to the ring.
Well, I think that basically he's there as an intimidation factor, perhaps to serve as a distraction to Lynn Wagner. Collar and elbow, and Wagner giving away size, weight, and into the turnbuckles they go. And this is a bad place to be as that big right hand comes down thundering on Lynn Wagner's chest.
Well, you know, Ted, maybe they think somebody's going to come down and help Wagner out.
I guess it never pays to be too cautious, Paul. You're watching the best of the North American Wrestling Association. Ted Webb and Paul Jones at ringside. And we have an excited crowd here watching Lynn Wagner going up against Baron Samedi, a product of the Watts District of Los Angeles. At least $2,000 worth of tattoos on both of those arms. Wagner trying to fire back, but those punches are not carrying the authority that Samedi's is. I'll tell you what, that was a thunderous right to the side of Wagner. Look at it, he's not even phased by Wagner's punches. Boom into the turnbuckle. Baron Samedi trying to set the stage early, trying to dictate the tempo of this match. Those big-sized 14s upon his chest.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted, Wagner here has got to regroup and try something, some other angle, because it's not working against this big man.
No doubt about that. Into the turnbuckle. Boom! Over 300 pounds landing square on his chest.
That hurts, Ted. That hurt. That knocks the wind out of you.
Look at Orton chanting encouragement to Samedi. Byron Richard cautioning Samedi.
I tell you, getting hit in the turnbuckle like that, knocking the air out of you, that's like having a football underneath you and being piled on a football field.
See when I talk about the intimidation factor? Yeah. Bob Orton Jr. outside the ring. There's a headbutt. Wagner down. Orton chanting. Samedi going in for the kill. Has him up for a full body slam. Spins him around. Oh! Down on the small of that back. Off the ropes goes big thunderous thighs across the throat.
Intimidation.
I'll tell you what, Wagner is hurt right now. Wagner is hurt right now. We have seen guys suffer permanent injury from a move like that.
That's right. You notice, Ted, the eyes of the Baron, he's enjoying this. He's loving this.
This is a day out for Baron Samedi. You know, it's like taking the family out to the beach or out to the park for a picnic. He looks forward to each and every match, Paul. Not to win, simply to punish.
You know, Ted, I wish I could stand here and say the guy's just big and he's a big bully and he's bullying this smaller man. But I don't know. This man is vicious. Did you see that?
I saw that. I saw that. A thunderous lariat across the throat. All 300-plus pounds landing square on that larynx. Wagner right now is probably looking for a gas station. There he is, twisting that head. Acting like an amateur chiropractor. The referee checking to make sure that he wasn't choking, and I can't tell you right now that he wasn't.
Well, that's right. You know, so far, the Baron has had total control of this match, Ted.
Well, I'll tell you, Wagner refuses to relinquish, and you got to say that this guy's got a lot of guts to be able to take this kind of punishment and still not say uncle.
Well, that's right. I know a lot of people would hate to meet this man in a dark alley at night.
Boy, he just spun that neck dangerously around, Paul. No regard for the well-being of the guy that he's got in the ring with him. I mean, let's face it, everybody wants to win a match, but you have to be ever mindful that there's a human being in the middle of the ring trying to support his family.
Well, that's exactly right. He's trying to make a reputation right here by crippling and putting wrestlers out of the profession.
Bob Orton Jr. outside of the ring giving instructions to Baron Samedi. Samedi has him up. We've seen this maneuver before. Up and down on the small of that back. Hooks the leg. This could be it for Lynn Wagner. Oh, there's no need for this. There is no need for this. Wagner is a whipped man, and Samedi refuses to pin him. Samedi refusing to pin him, wanting to administer more punishment.
Well, Samedi said he was going to be a household word around here at the expense of other wrestlers.
Certainly enjoying that reputation right now. Byron Richard, the count of 2.
Oh, no.
He can't continue to let this go on. He cannot continue to let this go on. Paul, this is where a lot of the career-ending injuries surface in wrestling.
Well, that's right. Twice now, Ted, he had the man beat. He could have beat him for a 3 count, and now it's just intimidation.
I'll tell you right now that to have that kind of pressure coming down on your neck is certainly no fun. And Samedi right now having his way with Lynn Wagner.
You hear the people in the crowd starting to chant, "Steamboat, Steamboat."
I'll tell you what, this crowd may be the third man into the ring because obviously Baron Samedi was distracted by that chant. If this crowd had any smarts, they'd pick that chant up again and keep it going all match long. There's a nice maneuver. There's a nice maneuver. Wagner held back. Samedi hit the canvas on a failed drop kick. It almost appeared like he was going to the corner to try to tag. He forgot that he's in here alone.
That's right, Ted. You notice that Wagner never lost face. He kept fighting back even though he was at a disadvantage.
Well, Samedi reverses it and slams that head into the turnbuckle. I'll tell you, as much as those punches may have hurt a normal man, Wagner was too hurt, I think, to have some authority behind him, because the Baron doesn't look phased right now, Paul.
Well, that's right. The Baron never lost control right there.
Suplex! Whoa! What a suplex! Over for the cover. 1, 2, and he lifts him up again. And Paul, I don't understand why Byron Richard doesn't just stop the fight right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted. Intimidation is exactly what he's looking for.
Now you see Orton outside of the ring. He appears to be bothered by the chanting. There's that death grip. He's got him in that full Nelson, similar to Hans Mortier, the death grip, and this one is all over.
That's it. He locks down that full Nelson. The pressure
is all over. All over. The winner of this match, Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi. It has been a while since we've seen this whole exhibited, Paul.
Samedi later went on to terrorize WWF fans and opponents as the voodoo-practicing Papa Shango and the Supreme Fighting Machine, Kama. Today, he's known as the Godfather, and with beautiful women by his side, he takes care of his foes in more ways than one in the World Wrestling Federation. Whatever you may call him, the spelling is always the same, T-O-U-G-H. Another up-and-coming star who went on to make a big splash in the WWF as Tatanka is the War Eagle, Chris Chavis.
Coach, it's Chief Cleveland. He's chief of police here in Pendleton, South Carolina. Of course, we're here in the beautiful Pendleton High School gym in the shadow of Clemson, Death Valley, where this week Clemson did beat South Carolina earlier today, and all these great fans coming back, stopping off here for a night of South Atlantic wrestling in the great PD area.
What a great way to raise money for your high school and everything.
Oh, outstanding. The sponsors here, Mike Nelms, it's the junior class. They're actually 5 beautiful young ladies all raising money for their junior prom. And as a matter of fact, tonight it looks like they're going to raise it in the neighborhood of $1,000 for the junior prom for the Pendleton junior class. And they're excited, wanting to do it again next spring with another big TV taping. And from the looks of the crowd here tonight, Gene, by golly, I think they want us to come back.
I think they worked real hard. I want to appreciate all the young ladies out there getting us sandwiches and cookies and, of course, Coca-Cola. Because I didn't eat any of those cookies.
No, I can see that. All you folks listen to us up here on WBT Channel 3 out of Charlotte, up in the Shelby area, don't listen because Coach Gene did not eat any of those cookies.
Not me. I'm health-minded all the way. Chocolate chip food make me feel good.
Speaking of health-minded and working hard, a man in the ring right now is health-minded and certainly does work hard. And I'm talking about the big Indian star from Robinson County, Pembroke, North Carolina, War Eagle Chris Chavis. You know, part of this crowd can be attributed directly to the War Eagle. He came down here, it's been 3 weeks ago now, and spent the day in Pendleton, talked with the high school, talked to the kids here, and also at the middle school about staying away from drugs and the ills of dropping out of school. Of course, Chris went to James Madison University, so he talks about how to pursue your dream, and they all listen. He does a whale of a job.
He's a great example for the young people. He's a great guy. He gets out here and he works very hard. You can tell he's been in the gym for a while.
Trains every day with Ricky Steamboat. I know he made the assembly here in Pendleton was 8:30 in the morning. It was a 2.5-hour drive. And you know that rascal got up at 4:30 and was in the gym with Ricky Steamboat for 2 hours before he left to make an 8:30 talk at the assembly.
Dedication unfounded all the way.
Whoa, with our capital D, and it pays off right now as Dr. X, Masked Man, just taking the brunt of the blow. 276 pounds dropping across the chin with a leg that looks like a tree trunk.
Well, this match is over as far as I'm concerned. This is like the Clemson-South Carolina game yesterday. Sure, the game had to be continued, but the game was over after a couple of quarters. Clemson just sat there and had a good time.
Well, right now, War Eagle Chris Chavis, of course, the only one in the ring having a good time as Dr. X has his work cut out for him. Chavis, of course, won that winner-take-all $2,000 prize last week. Put that big deposit in the bank.
That's right. Do I hear the ambulance coming? Dr. X has made a call?
He won't make any more house calls on South Atlantic Wrestling, that's for sure. Chris Chavis, War Eagle Chris Chavis in control. Of course, you know, we talked about the $2,000 last week that did go into the account of Chavis. He got that money, or won that prize money, by defeating another big man, 6'7", 301-pound Tex Salinger. Although Chavis won the match, man, there's a lot of bad blood between Salinger and the Great Indian Star. So that confrontation, that little side angle, if you will, from the Rangers versus Stud Stable affair, that little sidetrack personal issue between these two continues.
I'll tell you one thing, it's gotten beyond just wrestling now. This is strictly personal. blood has got in the way. The Indians' blood versus the Texans' blood, and you know they don't like each other.
No, I guess it does have a lot of history behind it. It's a vertical suplex right now. War Eagle Chris Chavis just carrying on a wrestling clinic right here at the expense of Dr. X.
Dr. X looks like he's about ready to be an outpatient.
I was just saying, he's about to go to Dr. Z, isn't he?
Yeah, look at him down again. Once again, he's just hoping, please, somebody ring this bell now and get this thing over
And
with.
if you want to know why he's Dr. Z.
Exactly why is he Dr. Z?
Look at
Is
the
that
big
with
man in the
3
ring
Zs?
with
Okay.
him. But right now, showing us a little offense. Dr. X finally making a bit of a comeback. Headbutt between the eyes of the big Indian star. This is what he's going to have to do, Chief. Or Coach, he's going to have to get on the Indian and stay on top of him, because if he doesn't stay on top of War Eagle Chavis, that great constitution, that unbelievable amount of strength, is going to come charging back all over him.
Well, Chris made a little bit of an error. I believe he could have ended this a long time ago, and he just kept on milking it, kept on milking it. It's like the Notre Dame-Penn State game. Penn State out of it at halftime, but guess what? Joe Paterno don't ever give up.
Wrong answer is right. And right now, it's War Eagle Chris Chavis, though. A little bit of a problem with this. Dr. X Chavis in for the ride, crashing into the turnbuckle, followed immediately by a clothesline. Just what we were saying, Coach. He's Dr. X beginning to show a little bit of offense. A second time to the well. Be careful. Oh, you don't go to the well too many times.
It was dry, Frank.
I guess it was. Chris Chavis, what he lacks in experience, he is learning very, very quickly.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of experience to know that forearm across the head didn't feel real good. He moved that time.
He didn't need to take two. Power slam, spinning in midair. The big man from Robinson County in control, going for the pin, but instead electing to do the dance.
He's dancing away there on a big chop.
And it's raining on the parade of Dr. X as War Eagle Chris Chavis into the dance, sends him in for the ride, double chopping down, flat on his back. This one is all over. It's just a matter of turning out the lights and shutting down the stereo, Coach.
Somebody call the doctor a nurse right quick, because it's all over right now. Intensive care time.
Boom, the big drop across the back. 1, 2, 3. Referee Ronnie Hanna calls the pin. Your winner, War Eagle Chris Chavis.
And just as Chavis is the pride of Native Americans, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is the pride of Hawaii, and may be the greatest wrestler ever to come out of the island paradise.
If anybody can do it, Ricky Steamboat can. If anybody's got any eyes on that title, better watch out. Ricky Steamboat will be right there with you.
Notice that he's got that black belt strapped around his waist. Those are not given away, Coach. You have to earn those babies.
Every bit of it.
Ricky Steamboat, who owns and operates a gym in Charlotte with his wife, Bunny. And a successful gym it is, my friend. Former Mr. North Carolina in 1982. And a guy who took a little time out from professional wrestling, to be honest, just to relax. He had suffered some injuries, and he says he's 100%. He's back. He wants the belt, and he's here to prove it. He's in there against Johnny Z right now. Z has him in a headlock. Steamboat throwing him into the ropes. Whoa, bouncing off. Johnny Z comes again, hooks him in a headlock. Looked like Johnny Z wanted to do something else, and then said, whoops, let me get the headlock. That's the sure shot right here.
Looked like he was going to go for another shoulder. Couldn't quite get the position. Went for the headlock. Got a good hold on right now.
Yes, he does. Steamboat tried to work his way out of it, and he does. Both wrestlers in there with a test of strength. Into the ropes they go, and the referee, Ron West, calls for the break. Clean break by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Great example to the youngsters of America today.
Tells all the kids out there, you don't have to cheat
you don't.
to win. Had a top wrist lock, had a chance to put a cheap shot on the man, didn't do it. Now he's got a side headlock, he's got the advantage.
Got to look yourself in the mirror every morning when you shave, Gene. And if you are that type of person that lives by the code like Ricky the Dragon, shaving is no problem.
No problem whatsoever.
Nice shoulder to the chest. Johnny Z tried to leap up, picked him up for a body slam, full body slam. Whoa! The Dragon brings this crowd alive. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, a fan favorite, calls North Carolina his home and proud of it. He's got Johnny Z for another body slam. Boom. You know what? You look at this guy and there's not an ounce of fat on him, Gene. Not an ounce of fat on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The Steamboat trying to grab him in for a suplex, and he's got him up straight up in the air. This has got to be the moment of truth. Bam! that one hurt extra because he knew he was going to go down.
Pause for effect.
Whew. Ricky the Dragon said, I'm going to do it to you. Got him up for a spine breaker, is it? Is it going to be a spine breaker? Oh, no. I thought he had him up for a spine breaker. Then he surprised his head. Dropped him flat on his head. Well, I'll tell you what. He hasn't seen the best of Ricky yet either. Because all he's got to do is get Ricky really mad, and then he's going to... I think he may have gotten Ricky really mad. I think he may have gotten Ricky really mad. Out of the ring goes Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He's hurt, Gene.
He took a shot to the back of the head there. That'll get extension headache number 35.
Yes, he did. He is blinking right now, trying to shake those cobwebs off. Right now, he's got that flock of birds flying around. And Johnny Z, sensing this, gets him into a suplex back into the ring, and he's going to go for the lateral body press. 2, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat kicks out.
He didn't hook his leg, and that might be a mistake for Johnny Z.
No doubt about that, because if you let this guy shake the cobwebs off and come back. Nice maneuver. Nice maneuver. I don't know who got the worst of that one, though.
And they both got hurt on that one.
Full body slam. Johnny Z going in for the cover, but does not hook the legs and gives Ricky enough leverage to get out of it. You got to hook the leg. You got to put pressure on them shoulders. Johnny Z trying to bounce on Ricky and got caught with a couple of knees to the midsection, and that's what I was talking about. Getting Ricky the Dragon Steamboat awake. And right now, Johnny Z knows why Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has that black belt. Onto the canvas and back for more. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat hurling him off the rope. Boom! Tremendous thrust through the throat. And Johnny Z is the worst for wear, Gene Ligon.
That's right. Ricky Steamboat using some of his black belt karate moves, using the open thrust, the open hand. No problem right there.
Back to wrestling with a full body slam. Just like he used to do in Hawaii, diving off of those caves. Boom! Full thrust. This one is all over. Your winner, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Singles competitors aren't the only ones who know how to slam and bam inside the squared circle. Check out these tough tag teams.
Our next match is a tag team match from Charlotte, North Carolina. Weighing 230 pounds, Rusty Stevens. Weighing 210 pounds, Rick Starr. And from Allentown, Pennsylvania, a combined weight of 585 pounds, the Nasty Boys.
Knobs and Sags, the Nasty Boys.
Nasty Boys, I think our ring announcer made a mistake. I believe they just said they're from New York City. Isn't that right, Ted?
Well, they were born in Pennsylvania, but spent most of their youth in New York City and quite a bit of their adult life in New York City.
Yeah.
And that is where they adopted many of the tactics that they employ in the ring.
They have that New York City look, that New York City cockiness. But you know something, Ted? When you open the mouth, you better be able to feel it.
I've seen these guys wrestle before, Big John, and I can tell you right now that they back up what they say. They're rough and tough, and if you're looking for action, folks, you're going to find it here tonight on this North American Wrestling Association card, because the Nasty Boys will give you plenty of it. Of course, the referee, Byron Richard, already having a problem deciding who it's going to be, Knobs or Sags, and it looks right now like Ricky Starr is going to be joined by Rusty Stevens, because there's no sense in having one in the ring if the Nasties are going to be in their cover.
You know, I see the Nasties are trying to intimidate them, and they're trying to get the crowd riled up. I'm for ring the bell. Let's get the job done.
Let's go, and it looks like it's going to be Sags. Sags in the ring against Rick Starr.
You know, we look at the size of Nasty Boys, and we look at the size of Sags, and what's the other young man's name?
The other man is Rick Starr and Rusty Stevens.
But you know, they've got to, if you want to be a professional wrestler, you're going to be initiated. When you get initiated is when you step in the ring with the animals, and they're in the ring with two lions.
You know, every sport, Big John, has them. The Los Angeles Raiders in football.
Yeah, right.
Broad Street Bullies in hockey, the Detroit Pistons in basketball, and wrestling has the Nasty Boys.
Right, but you know something? I'll tell you a little bit about the Nasty Boys. I've been around wrestling for a couple years now. I know when I see Nasty Boys, and there's been a more than these two in the world of wrestling, when they step in the ring with these two gentlemen, and when they're looking across the ring and seeing Ricky Steamboat and Big John Studd or somebody in our caliber, they start singing different tunes.
Well, I can certainly understand how you feel about that.
I noticed they noticed Steamboat also.
No doubt about that. And the guys can wrestle as well as rough it up.
Hammerlock, good hammerlock.
Very good hammerlock.
Nice reverse. Nice reverse. Nasty Boy taking a shortcut. He could have reversed it. Instead, he went to the ropes. But that's what the ropes are there for. That's what we got referees for, ladies and gentlemen. They've got to break them.
Brian Richard doing a good job. A nice break by Rick Starr. Both men in the center of the ring, collar and elbow. And back to the hammerlock again.
Nasty Boy, good hammerlock. You know, I really kind of identify the Nasty Boys for me again. Who's in the ring right now?
Right now in the ring, we have Sags.
Sags? How do you spell that?
S-A-G-S.
Sags. And the other one is?
Knobs.
Knobs and Sags.
Knobs and Sags. A nice leg takedown.
Very good leg takedown. But I want to know something, Ted. How'd they earn those names?
I can tell you that this is probably the most bizarre tandem you're ever going to run to.
They're bizarre.
In and out of the ring now.
They're bizarre. You're absolutely correct. They are bizarre. Look at that. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed.
I'll be honest with you. I've seen them wrestle so many times before, and I have never quite seen them start off quite in this fashion.
You know, I honestly did not expect anything but a few big kicks, a few big right hands. But hey, I'm seeing some pretty good wrestling.
I tell you right now, that was a great maneuver by Rick Starr. He reversed it. He reversed it and applied the hammerlock.
We're going to get this
one day.
I think they're trying to show the Bob Ortons and the Ricky Steamboats of wrestling, hey, we belong in the ring. Those Nasty Boys are getting on the mat. He went to the ropes. That's a shortcut, but hey, it's okay. I admit, I've done it before, Ted.
Now you'll notice
see what
Knobs is now in the ring without making the tag.
I didn't notice that.
He did not make the tag. I can tell you.
The referee noticed that.
The referee did notice it because he is counting right now and ordering Sags back into the ring. Sags rolled underneath the rope and Knobs tried to get into the ring, and that's just not the way that it happens.
You know, I've heard referees criticized all the time, but I had one experience in my career as a referee. And brother Ted, you ain't never going to see me there again.
Well, John, unfortunately, we only have eyes in the front of our head, and there are four corners to a ring, so you can't see it all. Collar and elbow into the turnbuckle.
He's got him back there.
Sags, the referee, Mark Richard, calling for the break.
Let's see what he does.
Whoa!
Nasty.
There it is. There it is.
It's coming out.
Those are the Nasty Boys that I know.
Oh, I heard that one.
Chop to the throat. You can hear it from way back here, John.
That's right. I can hear it. And you know what? Our man in the ring can feel it, too. Whoa,
nice reversal.
What a reverse.
Barring that arm, applying the pressure. I like this Rick Starr.
I like him. I have a tendency to overemphasize size. Obviously, I'm a big man myself. I overemphasize size, but Starr just showed me what wrestling is all about. If you can wrestle, you can take on anybody in the ring.
No doubt about it, my friend. Strength and agility a lot of times will overcome an opponent who outweighs you by 50 pounds.
I know better than underestimating those guys, man. I thought they were going to be eaten alive, but hey, I'm fooled.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by what I've seen so far from Rick Starr. The tag is made, and
all right, let's see what's going on.
Rusty Stevens.
Be more aggressive. Rusty, you got to be more aggressive, man. You had an edge. Rusty looks timid.
Well, there's the Nasty Boys that we know all about.
All right, wait.
Little shortcut. Sags going for the hair pulling. Right. Catching him on the break.
Another reverse.
A great reversal. That's where they'll make a mistake.
What are we going to see now?
Great arm drag by Rusty Stevens.
Rusty. Hey, I'm not calling very good, Ted.
No doubt.
This is a lion, too. All right, now we got the tag. Legal tag.
Byron Richard calling for the break. And another drag. I like this combination of Rusty Stevens and Rick Starr. The question is, can they last the distance against a team this strong?
They're doing. They're doing the same thing Orton did in the last match. They got him hooked. They're wearing him down. Hey, you can be big and strong, but I'll tell you what, doesn't that feel heavy with my arm on your shoulder?
No doubt about that, John.
It takes that energy away from you.
Well, they're applying the pressure to the left arm right now of Knobs, who's in the ring. The Nasty Boys in action. North American Wrestling Association. Their opponents, Rusty Stevens and Rick Starr. Stevens in the ring right now against Knobs.
Yeah, didn't I hear that these guys just came back from winning a super tag team tournament in Japan?
They were in Japan.
Yeah, I heard they won the tournament. They were competing against a lot of the biggest name wrestlers in the profession.
No doubt about it. They barnstormed through Japan,
Got him, but look,
refusing to relinquish that hold. Applying pressure on that left arm. They also won tag titles in Florida and in Europe as well, Big John.
You know what? I think we're going to see an upset.
You think?
There's no championship on the line, but I never gave the two young boys a chance against the Nasty Boys.
I'll be honest with you, I never did either. But I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. Watch.
Whoa, look.
Takedown. Continuing to work on that left arm.
Man, I've been around and I haven't seen them anywhere. Where have they been hiding?
John, I'm glad you brought that up because you're going to be seeing some of the most outstanding young talent in the world on the North American Wrestling Association. Boy, he's a little out of breath right now.
Look at his mouth. Look at his tongue starting to hang out.
Yep.
Tell you, man, a little weight on your shoulder. After a few minutes, you start huffing and puffing instead of boasting.
Well, I'll tell you that Knobs doesn't look like he's missed a meal or two in the last couple of years.
I don't think so. I wonder if the whole area does keeps. Whoa.
Catching him on that break with a forearm to the face.
All right.
Knee to the forehead.
All right, come on, Nasty Boy. If it was me, I'd get him away from that corner.
See, here's where you talked about Rusty Stevens not being aggressive enough, Big John.
That's right. You know, Stevens should have reached up and given the tag, man.
Tag
when
is
you get in
made.
trouble, that's why we have tag matches. When you're in trouble, man, you're a tag team partner. Go for the corner. Go for help.
That's one thing you're going to see the Nasty Boys do quite a bit of, Big John. They are a well-greased machine. Whoa! Nice maneuver. What do you call that maneuver, Big John?
That's called a side suplex, I believe. You know, like I said, I'm no doctor. I can't tell you all the medical terms, and I can't really tell you all the scientific wrestling terms. But I think that was a side suplex.
And I'll tell you what, that's a disqualification. That is over the top rope, and that is a disqualification.
The referee's doing his job. He's doing his job.
A wrestler cannot be thrown over the top rope in the North American Wrestling Association.
Nasty Boys,
and you just saw it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we know why they are called the Nasty Boys.
I tell you what, I had no surprise that sooner or later the gloves were going to come off, the brass knuckles were going on, and we were going to find out why they're called the Nasty Boys.
Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen any brass knuckles yet, but I've seen some viciousness.
No doubt about it. Byron Richards calling for...
Byron Richards, he's doing what he can, man.
Doing the best job he possibly can under the circumstances.
An experienced team, pull that referee over, get him away, get his back towards your opponent, have your partner get him.
Well, Rusty Stevens right now, much the worse for wear, trying to work his way back into the ring, meeting some resistance.
Whoa.
Well, there's those sags again.
If you notice, Ted, around that ring, there's no mats. Normally there's mats around the ring. That's concrete that man's landing on.
Pure concrete.
Concrete, yes.
And that wreaks havoc on the lower back.
Look at that.
Into the turnbuckle, the tag is made. Here comes Knobs into the ring. It is now 2-on-1.
But I see something bad going to happen.
Oh my God, the Nasty Boy splash.
The Nasty Boy splash.
Whoa.
Two of them.
There's another shoulder tackle, and I'll tell you right now that Stevens is stunned.
You know what? He's not finished with him. They're going to keep on going, man.
No doubt about it. And now watch.
That was the end of the match.
Now he's complaining to the referee, complaining that Rick Starr is into the ring, and here comes the double play again.
Double play again. I'm going to tell the Nasty Boys a little advice. They better start finishing off their opponents a little quicker, because when you're in the ring with some veterans, the longer you leave a vet in the ring, the more chance you have of losing.
No doubt about that. And the circulation of oxygen cut off from the head.
Yeah, he got him.
They were choking him up against the top rope with his entire weight of his body coming down on that throat.
It's got to feel like the hangman. You know, when the noose is around your neck and they pull the trap door, that is.
Well, that certainly has to feel something similar to it.
Vicious kick in the stomach. Vicious kick.
Knee to the groin, I would say. That was a little low to be the stomach.
You know, Ted, the tide has turned. Nasty Boys are in total control.
Well, you know, you cited the timidness of, well, I wouldn't say timidness, but the lack of aggressiveness.
Experience. Let's call it lack of experience. Oh, no.
Double suplex.
Double suplex. Oh, it's got to be over now.
That's it.
It's got to be over.
Finished. Stevens is finished.
That's it. Referee, get down there. Come on, do your job.
Sags for the count. See, this is the stuff that I don't understand. There's no need for this in professional wrestling.
What are you going to do, Nasty Boys? Big knee to the throat. They're starting to enjoy themselves now.
There is no need for this, my friend.
No, I think they're having a little cat and mouse. Little cat and mouse out there. They got their man where they want him. They've got the representation. They've been yelling out here, telling everybody.
1, 2, 3. I can count it 5 times. There's 1, 2, and he kicks out of it.
Nasty Boy was able to recover, man. Referee
Big
wasn't there.
John, I got to hand it to you, buddy. You picked an upset, and these guys would have had the referee been there watching.
Surprised me, too, because they had him beat down. I didn't think the man had any strength. What's his name again in the ring now?
This in the ring right now is the Rusty Stevens.
Rusty. I didn't think Rusty. I thought Rusty was finished, man. After that double suplex, I thought it was all over for him.
This is a slight variation of the sickle right now, which applies pressure not only on the neck, but on the lower back as well, John.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It's usually, I think it's called the camel clutch sometimes.
The Sheik made that famous years ago.
Yes, he did. And it hurts.
It definitely hurts.
I know from experience.
You've had it applied to you.
Yes. Whoa. Not hard enough, man.
Well, he's got to
kick him hard enough.
Got to make the tag, and he does. And here comes Rick Starr. Starr throwing knobs into the turn. Flying drop kick. The knob right now. He missed.
Nasty Boys are fresh, man.
He missed.
He missed his right.
He missed, and that could be fatal right now.
I think so. What do we got here?
We got a nice, I thought he was going to go for the body slam. And in fact, he went for the power slam.
What's this?
Here comes Sags from the top rope. And Sags from the top rope weighing approximately 280 pounds.
Maybe a little over 300.
Probably a little bit more. Coming down on the chest.
Good. He got him good. I think he could have hurt him big time.
Going for the press. 2, 3. The Nasty Boys.
Nasty Boys did it.
Victorious over a game and tough, but just not enough oomph behind Ricky Stevens and Rick Starr.
We barely made it to ringside, but I got my seat.
Well, I dare believe you just gave me the smallest seat in the house here, Frank. I appreciate it. We got a big match coming up here, big guy.
Maybe you just got the widest area to cover it there, Mean Gene. But you are right about that, because right now it is Bobby and Jackie Fulton, the Fantastics, and Coach Gene Ligon will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, these are a couple of young men with one thing on their mind, and that one thing is the Pit Bulldogs and their coveted South Atlantic Tag Team Championship crown.
That's right, the Fantastics aren't here just to play around. They want titles, but right now I think vengeance is what they want. They want to get a hold of these guys. They don't like each other.
What is it that Pit Bulldogs call that thing to do with the chain? Skull dragging?
Skull dragging, I believe
that's where they hooked the chain, and we saw it last week. Hooked the chain around Bobby Fulton's neck and drug him around the ring. Skull dragging. That just sounds nasty.
I know. I wouldn't want my skull dragged. It's not got enough up there right now.
Well, I know exactly what you mean. But right now, Bobby and Jackie Fulton, the Fantastics, and these fellas, these two men right here, Gene, a lot of folks do not realize the record that these two young men have amassed in their professional career. They have victories over teams. It would amaze you. I mean, for instance, they snatched a 1, 2, 3, however quick over the Road Warriors, over the Midnight Express, just to name a couple of teams. It shows you that it's not always the size of the dog in the fight, but as you well know, Gene, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
That's right. It was a great line drop kick. Of course, Jackie can get way up there. His brother's got more knowledge in wrestling, but Jackie is an up-and-comer. And with his brother teaching him, he'll be a great champion.
That's exactly right. The original team, of course, was Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. Tommy Rogers now retired. Brother Jackie stepping in to fill the shoes. And I believe it makes a better team. Tommy had more knowledge of wrestling, more experience, but he lacked the size and the strength, and to my opinion, a little bit of the agility, as you said, of Brother Jackie. So I think it makes a better team for Bobby Fulton.
Well, Jackie, of course, much bigger than his brother, and of course, these guys, when you look at it, the way wrestling's going now, the men are bigger and bigger and bigger. And you need size along with knowledge. And you got both combinations. You're doing great.
And that's exactly right. And right now, showing a little bit of wrestling skill is it's a short arm scissor holding Hollywood Tommy Landell to the mat. Tommy Landell able to break free once again, showing that quickness. Jackie Fulton over top, full arm drag.
Yeah, the old foot to the mouth kickoff there, and then an arm drag will do it every time.
What's that kicker for Green Bay? He had a boot like that. He kicked those field goals from 60 yards away, wouldn't he, Coach?
He sure will, but he's doing pretty good as it is right now. My Packers are on the way.
Well, right now, though, coming back to professional wrestling, it's a double hook. Wahoo McDaniels used this for years. You see him over top for the cover. The enforcer in to make the save. And I think right there was a good idea to make that save, Gene, because it could have been the 1, 2, 3.
He did the proper thing as far as his team concerned. Of course, up Robert got up, Bobby got up there and just jumped right on him right away. Let him know, but come back in here with me.
Well, it's nothing ever done for free, and that certainly wasn't a free move. Has a quick shot to the gut right here. Took the wind right out of the sails of Bobby Fulton. And now it's Hollywood Tommy Landell going to work as he tags the enforcer.
The enforcer coming in, a big man himself. Oops, he got caught with a good right hand now. Oops, a double head block right there. They're going down. Oops, back over there for another shot. Another one. I guess he got nowhere to turn.
Everywhere he turned, all he could see was a Fulton, a Fantastic, and that is why they call him Fantastic. And referee Byron Richards stepping in now and admonishing Bobby Fulton about the use of the mask. You see the enforcer complaining. The mask, of course, on a masked wrestler, treated the same as the hair would be on a wrestler who is non-masked. So if you do pull that
makes
mask,
sense, Frank.
Yes, I thought that up over myself.
Tell you what, wearing that mask, of course, you don't know his expressions, what the man you're wrestling, or if he's in pain. You can't really read him very well.
No, you have to really concentrate on the eyes. It's now Brother Jackie to the top again, off and on the arm. And right now the enforcer, the Fulton, showing their strategy. And their strategy here, Gene, is good basic wrestling strategy to take out one of the 5 balance points, one of the 2 arms, the 2 legs, or the head. Oh!
There goes the head.
Yeah. Well said by my colleague, Gene Ligon.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They're showing you what tag team wrestling's all about. The problem with tag team wrestling that some wrestlers don't understand, it is a team opportunity here. These gentlemen are tagging in and tagging out. There's a tag right there. Here comes Hollywood in, a good forearm to the back. Jackie didn't see him coming. He was blindsided. And there he shoots him off an arm whip. Oh, he went for the elbow and missed.
Oh!
Jackie quick as a cat.
Quick as a cat is right. Shot that big elbow in. Took the high-risk opportunity. Tommy Landell leaving the mat with his feet. And nobody home. Boom. Elbow of his own. In for a monkey flip. And a Fantastic showing just what you said, Gene Ligon. Tag team wrestling. Teamwork is the key word here. And right now it is Jackie and Bobby Fulton in control on Hollywood Tommy Landell and the enforcer.
It's just, they don't know which way to turn. Hollywood's in there just going, which way do I go? He can't find California right now, much less North Carolina.
I guess so. When he gets home, his mama's not going to wonder what happened to him. She's just going to wonder how he got away.
Point me to the direction of my partner. That's all he wants to know right now. He's throwing a few gut shots right there, taking 2 cheap shots. Here comes his partner.
You call that one right there. He found the direction of his partner and immediately tagged Tommy Landell, not wanting any part of Bobby Fulton.
Like a scalded dog, he run to his partner. And here comes their tag team.
Russian leg sweep. The tag has been made to the top. We've seen this move before. Brother Jackie to the top. I don't know what you call it, but watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Boom! Jackie Fulton crashing down over top of the enforcer. Bobby Fulton taking care of his partner. And right there are your winners, Bobby and Jackie Fulton, the Fantastic.
One in Venice Beach will be taking on New Jersey here. You know, you were talking about being happy that Colt Steele has turned his back on his Carolina roots. I can tell you right now that this guy does not fit in at Venice Beach, champ. I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you.
I don't know how you could possibly say that, Ted. Again, we disagree because here's a man right here who looks like to me he's born on the surfboard. I mean, take a good look at him.
I have taken a good look at him, and that's what I based my opinion on. I got to tell you, though, and due credit to this guy, an outstanding football player during his college career, and you could look at him when he wrestles. Check out those eyes. I always refer to those eyes as Charles Manson eyes, but the guy is an intense competitor. And being a former North Carolina powerlifting champion and now ranked among the world's best, I mean, you know that this guy packs a wallop.
Well, that's for sure. And he's against 2 guys in there for sure that'll break the rules anytime they get a chance to. You got the Bulldogs in there. I happen to know because the Nasty Boys are great friends of mine. Knobs and Sags, 2 of the greatest guys you'd ever want to meet in your life. I'll tell you, they're genes of the guys, and they've told me some things about these Bulldogs. It's hard to believe, and I'm going to be watching very closely these guys because I happen to know from what I've been told they'll break any rule in the game.
Well, they're a rough, tough doosin', but they have not done anything that has not been done to them. And if you're basing this on the word of Knobs and Sags, sir, I'd say check the credibility of your witnesses.
Hey, you think I don't know the credibility? Those are fine guys, and they're good friends of mine, and I appreciate it if you wouldn't sit here and talk bad about them.
Colt Steele powering that knee into the back of the neck of Spike of the American Bulldogs. Their goal, the North American Wrestling Association Tag Team title belts.
You know, this is bad, right? They got these children around the ring right now barking like a bunch of dogs. Here's 2 guys come in the ring going whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, that's kind of ignorant. Where I come from, I got an old hound dog called Bud, and I beat him up when he goes to barking too much. I was to wrestle these 2 boys. They wouldn't fare too well with me.
You know, I was wondering if the American Humane Society has ever paid a visit to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they do, I'll take my belt off to them, just like I was talking about earlier.
Well, they have just cleared out the ring. The Bulldogs, and you're right, the fans at ringside are barking.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They got these children out here thinking they're a bunch of dogs. If it's up to me, I'd shut it up and stop it right now.
Monkey rolls. You've learned those in football practice, and they were just applying those right now. and the intimidation has kept Landell and Colt Steele outside of the ring.
Again, you know, now you got your Carolina referee in there right now. I don't figure he's doing a good job. He should have these boys one in the ring at a time. You got both of them in there doing monkey rolls back and forth. If it's me, I'd get rid of that referee. I'd bring in a guy from Nashville. I got a couple of guys in Nashville, and soon if I can get the pull in this organization I ought to have in the first place, I'll be bringing in some Nashville referees, and we'll see some better officiating.
Well, sir, in defense of Ronnie Hanna, he has done a tremendous job in his stint with South Atlantic Wrestling. Very respected among his peers. There's an elbow, and Rex right now tasting canvas. Hollywood Tommy Landell.
I'd like to hear that boy barking right now.
Well,
looked a little like an illegal shoulder block to me there, Ted.
Is there such a thing as an illegal shoulder? Explain that to me.
I think it is if you throw the elbow in there. Got the back of his tights there. Clearly has the back of his tights.
Nice power slam. Tag has been made. Boom! The elbow square on the throat of Hollywood Tommy Landell.
Clear case of double teaming. Clear case of double teaming right there, Ted.
Nice snapmare takedown, and there's that foot right at the top of the forehead.
Ted, what'd you say this referee's name is again? I'd
Ronnie
like to write it
Hanna.
down here on my list because I'm going to be reporting some of these. This Ronnie Hanna, you might not be seeing around here too long if he doesn't get control of these matches.
Well, I think he's got this match under perfect control, my friend. Great drop kick!
Another case of double teaming. It's clear the double teaming out there, Ted.
Sir, that was a great execution. That showed fantastic teamwork that can only be developed from time in the ring and time in the gym together.
I don't agree with that at all. I think that's Ronnie Hanna's fault in there. He should get one man out of the ring. You make a tag, get one man out. If you saw me and Matt Bourne in there as a tag team, you see the Nasty Boys in there. You don't see that type of double teaming. We do it Tennessee style.
Bulldog Rex making the tag right now with Bulldog Spike. Double suplex.
That poor boy should be disqualification right there, Ted. The match ought to be over.
I am surprised at hearing that from you, sir, after viewing you in the ring many times. I am surprised that you are calling for a disqualification for such a fine maneuver.
I hope you're not going to start on me now like you've been talking about Sags and Knobs. Now you're going to start on me.
Well, now that you bring it up, I have to say that I have to question some of your tactics.
Again, double teaming right in front of the referee's face, and all he says is out of the ring, young man. Boy, I'd be dusting some britches. Me and that referee would have it by now.
Well, there you see that was a perfect tag. Boom. The legal man in the ring is Spike right now. Bulldog Spike coming down with that 250 pounds on his neck, and Landell is in trouble.
Starts to make me wonder how much these Bulldogs paid that referee. I'm starting to wonder now. Anybody that double teams that much, don't even get reprimanded for it.
Well, you can see that Landell and Colt Steele obviously do not have that experience of working together. Obviously a maneuver that went wrong there.
Yeah, he obviously didn't hold him up there long enough for his partner to catch him good. He still took an awful bad fall from it.
This match is all over. This match is all over. And the winners of this match, the American Bulldogs, Spike and Rex.
And coming down the aisle, the challenge for the World Tag Team titles. It's the exciting team of Matt Bourne and Jeff Jarrett. And making a special appearance in their corner, Captain Frank Dusek. Here we go, World Tag Team excitement. Frank Dusek in the corner. We hadn't been able to find him to get him lined up with the USWA. Maybe we will now, since he's here and in the corner for this exciting World Tag Team title event as Braddock and Jarrett open up, while Manson and Bourne open up. Quick reversal, down they go. And here we go. Akbar is not happy in the opening minutes of this bout. And Bourne and Jarrett are surrounding Akbar, and Frank's going over there too. Look out, Manson is there. Braddock moving around. And now they throw Braddock into Akbar. Akbar mad at his own people now. He's chewing out Manson. The USWA is off on the right foot, no doubt.
Well, we've got a marvelous tag team main event next week. Eric Embry and gentleman Chris Adams. Look at Frank now. Frank out there after Akbar. Akbar fired Frank when he had the backing of the old board, which is now history. And Frank's ready for some payback. As I was saying, a great main event next week on the USWA. Eric Embry and gentleman Chris Adams in a tag team thriller against gorgeous Gary Young and P.Y. Chuhai. Don't tell me what devastation will have up their sleeve. Don't tell me what Eric and Chris will either. Chris has been a madman in the Cactus Jack Gary Young situation. Akbar and Disick really having words now. And Akbar is not at all happy. Telling the fans not to call him Raghead. Jarrett with the lead. Jarrett throws big Cactus Jack Benson over, hooks the arm and bars it. Tony Falk, your referee in this tag team title thriller. Next week on World Class Championship Wrestling, not only do we see that great main event, Eric Embry and Chris Adams against P.Y. Great, Frank! And gorgeous Gary Young. We'll also see the exciting Billy Travis, who's using his middle name now in honor of his family and mother, Billy Joe Travis. We've got the Simpson brothers and much more. Matt Bourne looking on as Jeff Jarrett is in charge with Cactus Jack Benson. Jarrett in charge. Benson leapfrogging, surprise! Jarrett pops that right fist and he keeps his back stiff and it really nails whoever he's hitting. Jarrett pulls him out and down. Jarrett with a little hello greeting for Braddock. Frank rallies this crowd. Ford shouting encouragement to Jeff Jarrett to continue to Cactus Jack Benson with a drive to the midsection. And he drops him down with a slam, and here's the tag for Sheik Braddock, the ex-U.S. Marine who sold him out. Hey, Frank, glad to see you. Frank, glad to see you, Frank. Welcome back home. Frank busy keeping his eye on Akbar. As Jarrett will tag Bourne. Bourne with a kick on Braddock. No one has much respect for him. Braddock, after during the height of that flag burning stuff that we had back early in the summer, it was Braddock selling himself out to Devastation Incorporated. Into the corner, and Braddock charges. Oh, with a clothesline. Frank's presence out here keeps Akbar much quieter than normal. Akbar hasn't been over here to holler on the television mic, in it. Jarrett up on the turnbuckle. Jeff Jarrett, you know, he tag teamed with Billy Joe Travis. They're great friends. And we'll look forward to seeing them in the ring together soon. And you'll see Billy Joe Travis next week right here on what used to be World Class, now the United States Wrestling Association. One, two, and the shoulder comes up. Matt Bourne with a forearm on Sheik Braddock, formerly known as Corporal Scott Braddock. In the ropes, Braddock fights out. And surprise, Bourne takes him down. They were chanting for him the other night here, this big packed house. We want Frank. Arm over the top rope as Jeff Jarrett continues. Let me quickly repeat the mail order deal that I promised you I would as Falk backs him out of the rope. Jarrett takes that arm over the head again. Head in the turnbuckle. Cactus Jack Manson now takes good-looking, high-flying Jarrett into the rope. Look out, he runs into Braddock on the rebound. It's the shoulder. And the toss, or is it? Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and Manson shows us how. Frank Dusek has kept Akbar at bay just by being out here. Remember, Frank is not employed by the USWA. He's here at the request of Jarrett and Bourne. Would like to be employed, and hopefully will negotiate. We hadn't been able to find him by phone, but now that he's here, maybe it will happen. Look out, it's a gang up on Jarrett, who needs to tag Bourne. Jarrett has been in a long time now. And now it's a small package by Jarrett. 1, 2, and the kick out. Manson and Braddock doing a great job of keeping Jarrett over in that enemy corner. Here's a pin, 1, and a stomp to the head. Jarrett still fighting. Jarrett still at it, but Braddock backs him into that enemy corner again. Frank heading that way to make sure Akbar doesn't get involved. Bourne is having to be backed away again. It's a gang up on Jarrett. By the tights, Manson throws him to the floor. I hope this is not the consequences. It is the consequences on Jeff Jarrett, that elbow leaping from the ring. And Cactus Jack Manson proves again that he has no regard for his own well-being, much less anyone else's. What an awesome move that is. And a pin. Jarrett's close to the rope, though. That's going to save him, or is it? 1, 2, 3. Falk counted 1, 2, 3. Frank in protesting. And Falk says wrestle. We have no pin, we have no bell, the match continues. Frank helped save the day. Jarrett has come alive again. But not for long, it is Manson with a big move. Still anybody's match. How are we doing on time? Out on the floor, not the consequences again. Jarrett moved out of the way. Jarrett out of the way, and Manson delivered the consequences on the cold, hard floor. Jarrett still struggling for that tag with Maniac Bourne. Frank right there to urge him on. Will Manson stop him, or will he make it? He made it. Bourne, like an 8-day clock, is wound up tight. He's been so anxious to get in. continues to keep Akbar quiet. Ford wanted to throw him. Manson surprised him, delivers the miss. Jarrett throws Braddock over. Everyone's still involved. Another pin and a kick out. Non-stop main event excitement for the World Tag Team title. Bourne country! Jarrett and Bourne have to bounce back. Listen to the crowd.
And the winners, reclaiming the World Tag Team title, Matt Bourne and Jeff Jarrett.
Whether it's tag team or singles competition, there are those who can really slam and bam inside the ring. We hope you have enjoyed the Ultimate Fan Series Volume 2, Ultimate Slams and Bams. Look for Volume 1. Before Stone Cold's career was red hot, it was stunning, featuring the one and only Steve Austin. And coming soon, Cactus Jack, The Early Years. From World Entertainment Network, the IPW, and Ultimate.